How are you?
I mean, I was just saying, look where I am. It's so beautiful. I feel very fortunate to be here.
It's the first time you come here in Sardinia,
It's my first trip to Sardinia. It's been on my list for years, and it's just exceeded every expectation.
and I wanted to talk to you about obviously Buffy. So you are returning in the revival. So I was wondering what sparked your decision to return in this franchise.
Two things. I think Chloe Zhao would be her passion, the world that she wanted to create. What she saw was the first time I thought, oh, this really does need to happen. But also, it's funny, we were just discussing that I feel like young kids today are even more isolated than in my generation. Now you have social media where you can't even tell what's real, what's fake, what's been edited. And so it isolates these children and makes them feel even less about themselves than children 20 years ago. And so I think for that reason, you need that chosen family. You need to understand that all of our superpowers are within us, and it's about harnessing them and finding where we fit in the world. We don't have to be like everybody else. And I think sorry, I'm getting eaten alive. I think that there is this need for that right now.
Mm, yeah, you're right. And also, you basically raised me because you were Daphne to me. So I was wondering, have you some fond memories of Scooby-Doo movies?
Someone just asked me that earlier. And my answer would be the costumes. The
Yeah.
costumes were so incredible. Lisa Evans, the designer, just was so creative. Every one of Daphne's costume was built from scratch. And they were all taken off real designer looks, just made Daphne purple and a little shorter, a little tighter. And it was a really fun, creative process to create the visual of that character.
And also, I was wondering, what's your relationship with Italian cinema? Do you have a favorite movie?
Just the glamour. I think that Italian cinema was really the first cinema to just push boundaries in everything, whether it's erotic, romantic, horror, like really not afraid cinematically to go that extra distance. And I think that's what pushes the rest of us when you have that. But I also just think of the classic days of the just Italian glamour and backdrop and
Yeah, it's aesthetic.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, it's very aesthetic.
And also, you are now in Ready or Not, Here I Come. So I was wondering, were you a fan of the first
Yes.
movie? Yeah. How did that movie come to you?
It was one of those just everything happened and fell into place. At the last minute, they called and said, there's this role and we're thinking about, maybe making her younger. And, are you familiar with the first film?
Yeah.
I was like, I love the first film. And they said, could you meet with the directors? I was like, sure. They're like, tomorrow. I was like, okay. And I got on a Zoom with them and we just clicked, and I loved these guys, but I had all these like crazy dates and I was like, I could do it, but I have to, and just everything fell into place and it was so much fun. And it was one of those jobs that it was just a happy place to be. And I'm very excited for everyone to see it. I think it was worth the wait for the sequel.
Yeah. It's been
been a
quite some
minute.
time. Yes. And also, you are back in Dexter original scene. So I was wondering, what was it like to inhabit a dark and morally complex world after Buffy's legacy?
What was interesting for me about Tanya was I was kind of like the ray of sunshine girl in this dark world. Even though she's dealing with like the physical of it, she was always the one with a quip and a joke and making light of the situation as opposed to the heaviness. So it was a fun twist for me to sort of be on the other side, right? To watch Dexter try to figure out these gruesome motives for murder and why. And Tanya just like, oh, people suck. Like, it was just sort of the 180 for me. And Dexter was a world that I had been such a fan of. And again, if it wasn't for a reboot, I would never have had a chance to be part of the world. And so I feel so lucky.
Yeah, we're very glad you're in it.
Me too.
And can you give us some tiny little spoilers about Buffy?
Oh, I could tell you I'm playing Buffy.
Yeah, that's nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that was my one spoiler.
yeah, I mean, that's great. Okay.
It was
Thank
nice
you.
to meet you, Julia.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time.